Hello, thank you for being in a new video. This time let me tell you what I liked most and least about the Infinix Note 50 Pro after testing it in case you are considering buying it. So as always, let me tell you not to buy the Infinix Note 50 Pro without watching this video. As usual, let's consider its launch price, which in Mexico has been 4,799 pesos. Already from the beginning, the price is very competitive, so I can tell you that there will not be many points against it, but we can always find things to improve. Let me tell you first what I like the most. We discovered that the frames contain aluminum, which will protect it effectively in any fall. Therefore, it truly is a device that feels very well constructed in your hand. Trust me, it seems like a much pricier cell phone than it actually is. The AMOLED display will also be excellent, providing us with 144 Hz and 1300 nits. For this price range, believe me, that's impressive. Also, notice how the bezels are extremely thin, which is remarkable for this price range. It features stereo sound and a 5-band equalizer, with excellent sound quality, certified by JBL. For its price range, it sounds great. It doesn't match a high-end ultra-premium device, but for its category, it sounds excellent. There's also a high-quality X-axis vibration motor. The feedback feels premium when interacting with it, offering precise hand feedback. Even in portrait mode selfies, I keep objects focused in tests so I can't get a good image. I am truly impressed by the excellent quality that it provides. Additionally, the mere fact of having an ultra-wide camera is remarkable within this price range. What's more, it features autofocus on the ultra-wide camera, which means that the super macro mode does not rely on a low-quality 2-megapixel macro camera. Instead, it utilizes the same ultra-wide camera, ensuring you get a really high level of detail. Very good. The primary camera features a 50-megapixel sensor, which includes optical stabilization. This is a crucial aspect to note because optical stabilization plays a vital role in capturing quality photos, especially in low light conditions, and is also critical for recording videos. The 50-megapixel sensor, when utilized effectively, provides an impressive level of detail. Additionally, the 10x zoom capability offers exceptional quality, particularly for the competitive range it falls within. Therefore, this device truly maintains a high standard of camera performance without compromising on quality. Additionally, in video recording, it includes several intriguing features that I haven't observed in other cell phones. To begin with, you have the option to choose from various color styles, which is something we have encountered in other cell phones. It also includes effects such as water droplets falling or even snowflakes. It provides an old movie effect, so you don't need to edit your videos later. It's useful with frames for a wide movie look. It is a cover on top, reminiscent of recording old videos and more. Honestly, it's perfect in that regard. Speaking of video recording, it allows us to capture in 4K with both the rear and front cameras, offering a detail level slightly above full HD. I believe this is very competitive for its price range. It also includes 2 years of software updates along with 3 years of security patches. Given the price range in which it competes, this is quite impressive. Additionally, it features a fingerprint reader that is integrated into the screen, providing a modern look. While it is optical and not the most advanced technology, having it within the screen adds to the modern feel. In this price range, such a feature is still relatively uncommon. The 5200 mAh battery is solid. In my test, it lasted 7 hours 24 minutes, while others last about 50 minutes. Charged before it hits 0%. Normally, 30 minutes of charging can restore most of the battery. It has even less than 4 hours in this exact same test, so it performed very well. The charge is also quite impressive at 90 watts. In my test, it reached 39% with just 15 minutes of charging. Going from 0 to 100% takes about 15 minutes, but ideally, you should charge it before it hits 0%. Therefore, I believe that generally your charging sessions can last roughly 30 minutes, and with that duration, you can recover almost the entire battery. It additionally supports wireless charging, which is something we find hard to comprehend. It's a highly premium feature, and seeing it in a device at this price point makes it an extremely appealing choice. Moreover, it has a 30-watt charge. If you use a special case, it can enable magnetic charging and also features reverse wireless charging. This means you can charge an accessory on the back cover of the cell phone. Honestly, this is truly a premium feature that Infinix has brought down to a lower mid-range device, and the truth is that it's quite impressive. Furthermore, it includes a charge bypass function, allowing you to keep the charger connected while playing games. The power doesn't go to the battery, instead it bypasses it, preventing unnecessary stress and deterioration. This helps to avoid overheating, making it an extremely useful feature. And finally, it even includes infrared capabilities to function as a universal remote control. So far, everything seems good. However, now let me explain what aspects I didn't like. You can only make purchases on Mercado Libre, at least that's the official way to do it then. You don't have so many options to find deals or anything like that. But also, if you don't like to buy online, then there's no way you're going to be able to find a deal. You will have a very big obstacle to get it. If we want to get very demanding, we will notice that it does not allow us to switch between the ultra-wide camera and the main camera while we are recording video. But the truth is that in the price range is not that we cannot demand too much, it is simply to try to find some defect. Because it really is a very solid proposal in the price range. Additionally, when recording video, the slider operates in an inverted manner, which is something I find unfavorable regarding user experience. Moreover, the zoom appears to function in very aggressive steps, rather than being perceived as a smooth slider. I must emphasize that in truth, these are very minor details. In my opinion, it is among the best devices you can find within its category. Keep in mind that I have a full and extremely detailed review available, where you can discover numerous other aspects that I didn't mention in this video. This was just a brief overview of its advantages and disadvantages. If you have already purchased it, please share your thoughts in the comment section and let me know whether you think it's a good device or not. For now, we have come to the conclusion of this video. If you enjoyed it, you know you can tell me, and we'll catch up next time.